you inspire me with your PhD in math. I know you're an equestrian, and of course, along the way, you've had a lot of other opportunities, but the latest being an entrepreneur. So there's not much Stephanie Boyles can't do or doesn't do. So again, you are someone that stands out to me, and I can't wait to include you in this series.
For me was, as you mentioned, math. I always loved it. And in fact, I would sort of put my math homework off until the very last so I could savor it like a dessert,
Wow.
It was fun. And then ultimately, I got a PhD. And in math, one of the unique things about it is that you have to solve a problem that has never been solved by anybody before. And the one that I did was a conjecture that was posed by a German mathematician in 1912. And this was it was called the bounded orbit conjecture. And it was a famous problem for mathematicians all around the world, and people would, constantly play with it. And then, my thesis advisor gave it to me as a problem, and you try to prove it, then you try to disprove it. And finally, after like 8 months and many times of going, oh my God, I just can't, I got to have another problem because I got to graduate, then finally, the bones of the solution came to me, and ultimately I found a counterexample. Question. I thought about it a lot. And, I would say that the first thing was horses. And I think I came out of the womb going, where's the horse? And then I got my first horse when I was 7. And I think it was the happiest day of my life. But he was also a piece of work. He would run away with me. He would buck me. And I was like a wild banshee riding this horse too. So I think he threw me like almost every day. And but as a result, I got to experience that just total joy. But then, when I was thrown at that time, you just said, get back up on the horse. No matter how you felt, you couldn't let them, get the impression that they could throw you and you wouldn't get back up. So it instilled, as a young girl, a toughness for different people. And I thought about what is purpose. And for me, purpose is having what you do somehow make a difference for other people. And and the difference you make are really different, depending on what you're doing. But to me, to have that at the heart of what I'm doing, it makes a big difference. So, and it has to be there. I'm not inspired to do the work. Our business, Scott and our business in Brazio, we started it about 12 years ago, and we started it because I had this other business that brought us a cell phone to people that ride horses, and brought an app. And then everybody said, well, how do you carry your phone when you ride? And so then I'm thinking, well, it needs to be like a gun holster of the Old West, but instead of the gun, it's got your phone. So instead of drawing your phone gun real quick, you can draw your phone real quick while you're on your horse. And so we started off with that, a belt and a cell phone holster that's strapped to your thigh like a gun holster. But then like step by step, we got into that business. We started having it made in Mexico, in Leon, Mexico. And then we decided, no, we don't want products that just focus on the equestrian market. We'd rather go toward fashion and really that sort of upscale casual, market, fashion. And then over that 12 years, we step by step, we've gotten like number of bags, a number of belts, and now we're making jewelry.
Yeah.
I bet we have 500 SKUs, and we're in
Wow.
300 boutiques around the country. And that it's been a joy to work with the people in Mexico on like a relationship of trust. We don't have any contracts. We shake hands and send $5,000 down, and we have not, in all those time, we have not ever been screwed. I think it's really a combination of both, because I think that it's really powerful to have a dream, to visualize a dream, to write it down, to talk to people about it. And then, it amazes you at how much it can come true, because you did envision it, and you wrote and you talk to people, and then you look back and you go, even if you didn't forget about it, and you look back and you went, oh my gosh, that is what I envisioned in there, at this point in time, it's here, So I think that taking the time to envision is really important, and to dream. But I also think it's important to live in the present moment. And a lot about that is, to me, it's about listening to the environment, listening to people, listening to animals, and really paying attention to what's going on. And I've learned that the hard way. And one time it was my previous horse, and I had her at a clinic, and she was young, and it was Spanish, or how the Spanish people train their high school horses. And so I got her out of her stall. We went down to the arena, and I'm working with her. I'm like, I'm trying this out with her. And I was so intent on my agenda. I did not realize that she was petrified. She was really afraid. I don't know if there was a bear outside or what it was, but all of a sudden I realized that she had kicked me. And it broke 2 ribs. It, impacted the diaphragm. It cut the liver, and it put my shoulder out of joint. And so then, that was a situation where I was like, you know what? I wasn't living in the present moment.